So we got up, and they said, take your gear with you. And we loaded up, we ate breakfast, and we went down. Now, they had just bombed Torquay that night, and there was glass and limbs and stuff standing in the street, and we was ducking them, and we loaded on the boats, and we crawled up there. It was, oh God, you can't believe what weather it was, just gorgeous. And so the first night, we pull out real slow, and in the evening, and on the bows of a 2.5-ton truck, you know, you kind of, and I just crawled up there and slept. That's where I slept, right up there on the bows, in between the bows. And sometime that day, they said, and we was, now this autumn said they went to they just pulled out the 5th or something like that for the 6th, you know. But we didn't. We was part of that outfit that maneuvered and went like we was going to go to Pas-de-Calais, which was France. And that's where the Germans really expected us to go. And we was just like we was going to go. So we was on there that first night, the second night. And the third night, it was so goddamn rough and the wind was blowing. And so we was on there for 3 nights or more, at least 3 nights. And it's raining and soaking wet and all this, you know. And we was all sick, and we only didn't have no food because we'd only packed so many K rations with us. And if it wouldn't have been for this black staff sergeant, he passed out hot pea soup. And here we'd been seasick and all that. We ate the pea soup and then threw it up. And so anyhow, we spent that whole day out in the channel, and it was choppy. And sometime in the afternoon, just as the sun starts setting, we hear a roar, and out of comes planes, black and white stripes. One plane nose to tail against another nose to tail, wingtip to wingtip, as far as I could see ahead of me, and as far as I could see behind me, and as far as I could see that way and that way. There's planes, gliders, everything. It was jumpers going over, see? And the earth just shook. It was that many planes. You can't believe it. And so we spent the night, and the next morning we got up, and I was supposed to be there at 6:15. I was late. And I wasn't in a bit of hurry. And what snows me, we went by the battleships, the destroyer cruisers, and I didn't know it till after the war, and Joe and I got to talking. But my wife, Merle's brother Joe, and your uncle, was there blasting the beach. I didn't know that till after the war. And I'd never heard artillery go over in my life, you know. You know, that they got a...
But it was ours, at least.
Yeah, they got a whistle to them. You know?
Yeah.
And so we come in, and now the orders were, there's 2 persons that I always said I wish to hell got killed. One's a dentist in Camp Forest, Tennessee, and one is that English guy that was driving that landing craft. Now the orders were to go up there and hit hard, unload, and back off. And he left us a good half a mile out in this ocean. So I was with Putes at that time. And we look over and see the beautifulest, damnedest, nicest officer's bedroll floating out there in the channel, just bouncing up and down. Putes and I, we looked at that and said, God damn, that'd be nice to sleep on. We'll have to get that, you know. And then plunk, 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 you know, it's all falling around us. And so he stops, the damn boat stops, drops the gate, and the first guy out of here is the captain of this infantry company. And he's carrying a map case, dropped the door, you know, and we're all waterproofed. We had to waterproof, but long tubes sticking out for exhaust pipes and air breathers and all that. And if you can believe him, a Walt Disney movie. He drove off the end of that ramp, and it looked like he just stopped. And it just sat there. And the Jeep driver's like this. The officer's holding his map case. And it sinks so damn slow. It goes clear outside.
Oh, even the pipes?
And so all you can see is bubbles. All you can see is bubbles. And so now we're wearing, they look like bicycle tubes. And they have a dealy crunch here to break some compressed gas and give them a rip. And there's enough gas in there that'll blow them up and keep you up, you know. But also you could blow them up too. Well, anyhow, bink, here comes that PFC driver. Bink, comes the captain up. Now this is just like a Walt Disney movie, you know. You don't believe it. And they're finally standing on the Jeep. And it wasn't me and Pooch that went it, but some of the crew helped them back up there. And I said to the captain, I said, "You want to ride in?" He said, "No." He said, "I can make it in." I said, "Well, you can ride with me." "No," he said, "but take care of my map case. Get it to the shore." And I said, "Okay." And Pooch is supposed to walk ahead of me, and when he where artillery shells and tell me where the deep water is so I can miss them. And he starts walking. I said, "Pooch," I said, "get your ass up here." I said, "That water's over your head." So now that Jeep's at the end of the ramp. So I have to wiggle around, so I have to go off the side of the ramp.
And the captain never brought the boat any closer?
No. That's I said, there's two guys I wish got killed, and he's one of them. And we just went, you know, how a bulldozer is, front end's heavy, and it went down, and we went down, and I'm standing on the seat. And Pooch is standing on the hood, hanging onto that bar up here. And I'm standing on the seat, and I'm reaching down in water, just running and we head for shore. And we didn't come anywhere near where I'm supposed to land. I don't recognize nothing. My job is to brace a seawall. And we land at least damn near 3/4 of a mile off of where I'm supposed to land. I have to go to my right. So we pull up on the beach finally, and that's when I find out that dead men float face down. And they're just like logs in the water when the water goes up and down, up and down. And so we pull on the beach, and I have to de-waterproof, so I have to go to my toolbox on the side there, take the cut stuff off, get in and get a little open end wrench about 5 inches long to tighten up my bolts on my fan. So otherwise, if we didn't have them loose, the fan would just suck the motor or the wind right into the radiator right into the fan. Mm-hmm. So I had to tighten it. And I'm sitting there tightening away, and here come an officer along. Turned out to be a medical officer, and he said, "Jesus Christ," he said, "those 88s are giving us hell." And I'm dumb enough to believe it was our engineers blowing van lines. I didn't know I was getting shot at. And he said, "Will you help me a little bit?" And I said, "Sure." And he said, "Help me get some of these wounded men up behind this seawall." So they was laying, some of them was partly on the beach, and we helped. I know he was the only, now this is the only officer I've seen all day. Is that medical officer. Now where in the hell the rest of them are, I don't know. So we get him up to the beach wall, and he said, "Thanks." He said, "That's a lot." And so I and Pooch just turned that thing and went that way till we found out where in the hell I was supposed to land, and I turned it back in. And there, Christ, you can't believe the jam that was there behind that goddamn seawall that we were supposed to blast. Us and 237th engineers blew a hole in it. Well, that way there was only one gap in that seawall, and all this vehicle has to get through that one gap. And I mean, when you got a whole bunch of persons congregating in one pile, you're going to draw fire. And so I said to Peach, I said, "You go back and you tell those guys," I said, "to hook those, every vehicle had a chain on it. I said, you tell them to hook that up. I said, we're going to pull you out of here 3 and 4 and 5 at a time. And I said, you stand there and you holler at them, and I said, oh, you just stay with me. I said, ride that drawbar, and I said, when we get them through, you just reach down and pull the pin out. And I said, well, back and get another crew, and that's what I did all day long.